I started community work in high school inspired by CESP projects in the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, which stands for Creativity, Activity, and Service. Am I doing all these things only for building my resume? This is a question that CESP reflections challenge me to think about. I was not used to defining the scope of my work or reflecting on my actions, but through changing my lens on community engagement, I see its value in a bigger picture. The project that had the biggest influence on me was a charity-run event which I closely worked with for 3 years in high school. From being a volunteer at first to recruiting volunteers as part of the leadership team, I saw this community, which consists of our runners, volunteers, donors, recipient organizations, as a mutual care network. I could still hear from people younger than me in my high school that they continue to run the event and make it better year by year. Sustainability is something I particularly appreciate that benefits all stakeholders in the long term. When starting my undergraduate studies, I'm determined to continue my community engagement journey. But when I first arrived in the United States, I got lost on what I should do in the present moment, even with an idea of what I want to achieve in the future. It is difficult for me to find my own role within the community. After spending the first semester struggling with this automatic thought, I decided to visit the Center for Community Engaged Learning to meet with a peer advisor, and she suggested that I start with organizations around the campus and give me a list of community partners that might be interesting in working with. Given that information, I found the retail pharmacy messenger position in the M House Fairview and stick with it from freshman to my senior year. I have a better idea of the community context, relationships between people and connections between people and institutions. Located in a multicultural neighborhood, the pharmacy receives a diverse visitor population, including non-native English-speaking patients. The pharmacy works together to provide the most accurate information and solve problems proactively. At the hospital side, I'm responsible for delivering medications and making sure the nursing staff checks the information before administering it. Seeing the smiles on people's faces when they receive the correct medications on time always brings me fulfillment. If the story ends here, it all seems to be pretty consistent, but I create some discontinuities. In addition to volunteering in a healthcare setting, I get involved at schools. For my service learning classes, I decided to step off my major area and work on topics including literacy and diversity, language learning, and teaching. I was able to help students improve their quantitative literacy at a local public charter school and work with international students enrolled in Minnesota English language program on their language skills. Ultimately, it's all very intuitive to me since I'm also going through the same process when adapting to a new culture and using a second language. Inspired by these experiences, I held a rep session with another CESP scholar titled Education and Community Engagement, How We Teach Matters. I felt great being a facilitator in the session, rather than being a dictator of a lecture and pretending that I know everything. We opened discussion for every participant and recognized community as an empowered place to influence social policy. Each of us belongs to so many communities. Who am I always has multiple answers. When I graduate from the university and go on for further education in the healthcare profession, I hope to never forget why I started community work and remain true to my original aspiration.